Now, it was a very long, long time ago. This was so long ago that nobody that we knew was even born yet. In fact, it was before anybody they knew was born. It was about 3,000 years ago. And there was a young guy who lived with his mom.
No, his mom was dead.
No. His dad was dead. He lived with his mom, and the king liked his mom so much. But the king was not a cool dude.
So this is Perseus.
This is Bellerophon. How did you know that, you clever girl?
Could we tell about
King.
Perseus?
Okay, we'll call him Perseus. How's that? And we'll throw some good stuff in for mix. Okay, so the king wanted to be with Perseus's mom, so he sent Perseus on a quest. And he sent him on an impossible quest, and that quest was to kill a certain creature named Veni. And Veni
could you put this?
was a rough and tough creature.
Where did you put my gun?
And Veni ran a nightclub called La Costa Chimera. And anyway, so the Chimera Club was very famous, and all the creatures would go hang out there, but it was really only for the bad guys, right? And Perseus was a good guy, and he had been a good guy for many years. In fact, so many years that he had retired. He had settled down, gotten his own family, and became just a normal family guy. And he had a normal family job, and he worked as an accountant by the name of Ted. Nobody even knew his name was Perseus anymore. Now, his name was just Ted from accounting. They didn't even know his last name. That's how boring this guy was. It was just, hey, Ted from accounting. And they're like, hey, Ted. He's like, just getting some coffee, passing through. Okay, Ted, thank you. And so Ted did this every day. And at some point, Ted was actually a little bored. He was like, I made this choice. I'm going to see it through. I love my wife and family, yada, yada, bada, bing, bada, bang. Okay, so anyway, the king gives him this task, and he's like, well, I'm kind of bored with accounting, so yeah, I'll take it. And so then Perseus was like, how am I going to break into La Costa Chimera? What will I do? And poof, out of nowhere, a fairy comes along, and she's like, hey, buddy, how you doing? He's like, Gary Fodgather? I haven't seen you in years. And then the Gary Fodgather's like, take these boots. They'll let you fly. He's like, what?
No, he had the Pegasus.
And he's like, no. And then he goes to put the boots on. And he's like, wait, don't leave. And the Gary Fodgather's like, what? And he goes, who had these before? And the Gary Fodgather's like, well, I used to wear them. And he goes, well, they stink really bad. Are your feet really smelly? And he goes, oh, sorry about that. And, well, maybe I'll take those back and take them to the cleaners, and you just be on your way. And Percy's like, wait, I need something that flies, right? I can't get into the club because the only access they have is either through the front door, and there's dudes guarding it, and they only let all the cute people in and not people like me. So I got to go through the roof. And he's like, fine, just here, take my Pegasus. And so he gives him his Pegasus. He's like, wow, nice, awesome, dude. And so he takes that, and then he jumps on the Pegasus. He flies all the way to the club. And as he's coming in for a landing, he sees like this big circle on the roof that says H on it. He's like, H, what's that for? Henry? Harry? Havana? Oh, La Cosa Chimera, Havana. Oh, these guys are really bad. Oh, I don't know if I want to do this. So the horse looks at him like, come on, man up. And so they land, and he gets there. He lands like right on the H. And he goes in and he goes downstairs, and he sees all these bad creatures. You got the chimeras. You got Medusa sitting there. You've got what's that dude with the horns? Oh, I can't remember now. Huh? Crazy. Do you remember?
Are you talking about Calibos?
Calibos. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about him. Yeah, so Calibos is there, right? And he only has one hand. And the Kraken, nobody saw him. Nobody knows where the Kraken is. But then after a little while, you hear the toilet flush, and the Kraken walks out, tucking his shirt in, going, "Do not go in there for about 45 years." And everybody takes a good chuckle. And he sits down, and then they're all playing cards. They're sitting around a table playing some kind of weird cards with other creatures that Perseus had never seen before, but they were actually dogs. They loved, nobody knew this at the time. Dogs loved to play poker. That was the name of the card game. It was called poker. And so they would sit around with these like cute little green hats and cigars and play poker. And everybody, they really enjoyed it. They got really good at it until Las Vegas kicked them out because they were so good at playing cards. They're like, no dogs allowed. You'll see signs. If we ever take you there again, when you're old enough, you'll see signs that say no dogs allowed. They also require a shirt and shoes, but that's not because of the dogs. That's actually because of the dragons. And so anyway, so Perseus goes in there. He's like, "Hey," and the whole place like freezes. The music stops. Everything freezes, and everybody turns to look at him, including the dogs. And he's like, "I'm looking for the chimera named Vinny." And everybody's like, "Oh, you want to talk to Vinny, do you?" He's like, "Yeah, let me at him." And then next thing you know, around the corner comes the chimera looking at Perseus going, "Hey, yo, I'm Vinny. What's up?" He goes, "You're Vinny? Vinny Barberini?" He goes, "Yeah, that's me. What can I do you for, eh?" He's like, "You on this club?" So Chimera's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I got to take you in, pal. The king wants to talk to you." He's like, "No way. No way I'm going to see that guy. He's no. And so Perseus, then he pulls out his sword. He's like, "We could do this the easy way, or we could do it the hard way." And then the whole room just gets up and they're like, "Oh, I'm not getting involved with this." So they start backing away slowly. Even the Kraken was like, "Dude, I advise you to go with Perseus because we already have some beef and I didn't win that one." So they just like backing away slowly. And Vinny's like, "Let's do this. Come at me, bro." And so, boom, next thing you know, they start battling. And then Perseus jumps on the Pegasus and he flies. The club's like 3 stories tall. So Perseus flying up in the air and then diving down at him because apparently the only way to get the chimera is to come in from the top because it's got that whole goat, lion, snake thing with the tail and the snake and the who's it's and the whatnots. And so
the chimera.
Yeah, I know. That's Vinny. And so he's dive bombing this chimera, right? And at one point, like, he couldn't figure out any way to beat him, but at some point he figured out, well, if I could get the snake to go to bite me but then accidentally bite his own head, then that would take out one of them and then I could take the other one. So he's like doing loop-de-loops, swinging down, swish, swoosh, and finally he does. He gets the snake to miss him and actually pop right on the lion's face. And then he's like, "Oh, my butt bit my face. Oh, that hurts. Help, my butt bit my face." And then everybody starts laughing because they're like, your butt bit your face. That's hilarious. And then the goat turns around. He's like, what do you mean your butt bit your face? He's like, the snake, he bit me, dude. It's hurting. It's bleeding. I need a Band-Aid really bad. And then the goat's like, oh, we got some peroxide in the kitchen. Let's go get it. And Perseus is like, no, you're coming with me. And then he pulls out like this golden lasso thing and whoop-pow, ties up the chimera's legs, ties him up like all four legs. He's hanging like this, and then he just picks him up and flies out of the building. And everybody else is like, told you not to mess with that guy. There's been stories. So then he takes him back to the king and he drops him off. And then King's like, oh, there you are, Vinny. And Vinny's like, get me out of here. My face hurts. My butt bit me. Help. And the king's like, we got some talking to do, don't we, Vinny? He's like, I'm telling you, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. He's like, the king's like, that's not what I heard. And Vinny's going, oh, man, I know what's going on here. You know, that thing that you did with me and the crew, and we didn't do that other thing? Is that what you're talking about? And the king's like, yeah. And he's like, he looks over at Perseus, and Perseus looks at him like, I don't even know what you're talking about. So then Vinny's like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. And the king's like, no, here's what we're gonna do. And the king's just all mad and mean, and Vinny's he's just shaking. He's like, whoa. I didn't mean to, with the thing and the who's this and the whatnots. I didn't, and I had to go, and they had to come, and then they were over there, and I was over here. And the king's like, stop. All I asked you to do was get me some ice cream. And then Vinny is looking at Perseus. Perseus is looking at Vinny going, huh? And he's like, you said you give me ice cream. And Vinny's going, oh, I thought you said nice dreams. Oh, man, I really messed that up. All you wanted was some ice cream? He's like, yeah. And so then Vinny goes up to the corner and finds the ice cream man, gets him a snow cone, which is actually not ice cream, but that's what the king likes the most because it's got the little flavors with the purple and the pink and all that. So he takes that to him, and the king's just like, this is absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Vinny. You can go now. And Perseus is like, why did you hire me to go get him instead of getting you the ice cream? The king's like, yeah, style. And so that was that. And nobody ever again messed with Perseus, I'll tell you that. All right, kid, time for bed. Wait, can you take us out?
Sorry. I can't right now.
You can't? You got to sign us out.
Yeah.
Here's what I want you to do. I want you to tell you're going to be 5 in about 4 months. You'll be 5. Okay? What are you going to do when you're 10?
I am going to race around the house and poop all over you.
Well, that doesn't sound fun at all. When you're 10, you're going to poop all over me?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of disgusting.
I'm going to pull down my pants and poop on you.
Yeah. I have a better idea. Why don't you, when you're 10, why don't you make me a nice dinner for Father's Day and tell me you love me every day and give me big kisses and hugs?
Okay.
Oh, I like that. Okay. All right, say goodnight.
Good night. Pee, poop, pee, pee, poo, poo. Pee, pee, toilet. Pee, pee, poo, poo. Pee, pee, poo, poo. Pee,
You're
pee.
really infatuated with that stuff. That's great. Good for you, buddy. I love you.